because some Yahoo twit bomb is too lazy to click on a link. Greetings and welcome to another video. So, this might be a medium length video. There's two incidences that I want to talk about. I'm feeling a bit under the weather, but it's not the coof. So, it's just real cold down here. Real cold. Anyway, so, we all have that the morning of the night before. Yeah. So I went to HOV because I haven't been there in ages. And, reading the profiles, and it's HOV. I mean, really, the expectations of finding anything good is rather low. But yeah, well, you know. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, and listening to the tunes and reading the profiles, and I get an IM. So this guy, like his res date was 17, like 2017. However, it was a new start for him, right? Okay. Um, so the first IM he sends is read your 16-year pick. Yeah, all true. And I'm like, then he talks about how SL is slowly dying. Hmm. And I said, SL changes constantly, and it's the people within it that causes the changes. From fad fashion to social up and down ladders, advertising and self promotions. That's what makes SL crap. Little things that hardly anyone has time for is what makes SL enjoyable. Oh yeah, let me clarify that by saying in my opinion, because people and butt hurtness, they go together like glue and decoupage these days. Anyway, he then proceeds to tell me that it seemed more exciting at first, but maybe it's an age thing because when he was 17, that's when he started SL. And I'm like, ugh. I didn't ask how old he was at present because I didn't want to know. I didn't care. I didn't want to know. So, and then he continues to say, yeah, I still don't feel differently as far as libido, but he didn't spell it right. He spelled it like lebito. That's when he starts to do the emotes, like looking over at me and saying how great I look and all these boring things. And in response to his he was 17 comment, I said, "Of course it did. You were 17 and full of hormones." And I continued, "Well, you have a male avatar, and that already." Wait, I need to see if I have my. Yeah, okay. Don't want to have myself muted. Oh, like I did that one time before. That was not good. Anyway, so I continue to tell him, well, you have a male avatar, and that already represents your sex drive. More than likely, always high, gets bored easily, and doesn't want anything consistent. And and then he goes, yeah, I'm sure you can glean that much from my profile too. And his profile, it wasn't like novel worthy. It was hardly anything was filled out. Um, yeah. Anyway, um, I told him, well, not all of that I took from your profile. Another thing that is quite telling is that you are at a meat dive. I'm here as well, but I'm here to practice my witty refrains on little boys who think they can seduce me. And I said, so yeah, he had previously said that he was into older women. And I said, so if you're only into older women, I take it you're wanting a sugar mommy. And then he said, I really don't need anything from anyone. I'm just looking for someone to have fun with, be friends, possibly. And that's when he started doing the hands on emotes, the stroking and I'm like, oh, I just, I didn't respond to them. I just ignored them. Then he continues, sound like something that might interest you. And, I rolled my eyes and stepped away. And I said, no, thank you. I get that offer quite often, and it's not something I'm interested in. The manicorn of my dreams would be a man that would be able to handle me enough to keep me, not just throw me away when he's done. Thanks for the offer, though. And then he said, who said anything about throwing anyone away? I replied, it's obvious in your previous statement. Quote, just looking for someone to have fun with, be friends possibly. Unquote. The friends was the latter, making it not the first thing that came to mind. And the to have fun with just means to have a fuck only. I said, I said, what is your interest? What makes you different from all the other male avatars? He responds, I'd probably ask you if you think I am. Do I seem the same? And I said, yeah, so far you do. If you don't want to be friends, that's okay. Not everyone wants to be. And I said, what is your definition of friend to you? Then he responds, if you're asking if I'd try to fuck you, yes, but I'd also be there for whatever else. I'd never ignore you. And I said, well, at least you're honest about the try to fuck part. Then he responds, I'm always honest here. And then proceeds to say, I'm not around too much, but when I'm here, I'm always here for friends. So lame. Then he says, how about this? Mind if I friend you for now? We'll go from there. And I said, if you aren't around too much, then what's the point? And then he said, if that's how you feel, fine. But I'm not what you think, okay? And I said, I don't know what that means. The only way I have to know that you aren't here, that you aren't what I assume you are, is to show me. And if you are online as much, then it's difficult for me to actually see. Then he goes, that's true. I guess I can't prove it just like that. Then he had to like go and said it was nice talking to me, told me to have a good night, and then called me Hun. HON. Ooh, I hate that. I really hate that. But here's the thing. Let me just scroll back up here. Several minutes. He's trying really hard, like who said anything about throwing anyone away? And um, I'd al- I'd also be there for whatever else. I'd never ignore you. He goes to say, then right after that, I'm not around too much, but when I'm here, I'm always here for friends. Yeah, if one is looking for friends at HOV and they tell you that, no, they don't want friendship. Not in the true definition of the word. What they want is really intimately get to know you now and forget you later. So, yeah, same old, same old. Nothing new there. Uh, in my experience, and from what I've seen in my 16 years, there are two places in SL that is not known for bringing together people that end up having long, serious, substantial relationships. Strip clubs and auction houses. I mean, have you ever heard anyone say, "Oh yeah, he won me at an auction and we hit it off so well that we got married"? No, you don't. You really, really don't. Okay, the second part. So I got an IM. It was from someone at the dating agency. Got a notification and a note card. And I told him, "You always lock my board, but we've never spoken. You've locked my board every time I've had one up." The first time he locked my board was in early, I don't know, like September. He goes, "I'm sorry, been on and off SL." I'm like, right, happens to everyone. I was just annoyed. I was just, I was just annoyed at this point. So, do you have any plans on getting to know me better or giving me the chance to get to know you better? And he says, "I have a note card for starters." I read the note card. Very generic, nothing special. Only that he's really into a certain type of science fiction. And he tells me, "I also like to talk on voice." I said, "I like to talk on voice too, but usually not right off the bat because it's too easy for a quick voice fuck, and that's it." And in his note card, he said what state he was in. And I say what state that I'm in. Happens that we're in the same state, but he's on the opposite end of the state than I am. And then he asked me, "Do you talk on voice?" So you know what I did? I just copied and pasted my previous comment about voice. Then he says, "Makes sense. Good defense for you. Those guys are always horny. What do you look like, if I may ask?" I let a minute go by, and then I ended up telling him, asking him seriously. And then he says, "I'm trying to get to know you." And I said, "By asking me what I look like?" Then he said, "Also, it's hard to get to know someone when they won't talk to me on voice, kind of hide themselves." And I said, and I responded, "I said that I do voice twice now. Besides, you know the basics about me if you already read my note card." And then he and then he says, then he asked, "What do you like to do on SL?" Now, that is one of the questions on the actual dating note cards. So obviously, this Yahoo didn't read my note card. So I just put in a little filler. I say I build, do a little photography, drive around mainland, make videos for my YouTube channel. And he responds, "Oh, awesome. I'll have to check out your mainland sometime." And then he goes, so on your YouTube channel, what kind of videos do you make? And I just put him on block. I just put him on block. I couldn't anymore because one would know if they clicked my YouTube channel link. It's all right there. And you know, you can hear what I sound like. It's all right there. All you have to do is just move your mouse and click a link. That's it. I am not going to explain as to what kind of videos I do. I've made almost I've made around 800 and something videos, and they're different. I mean, they're a series, some are in the same genre, but then within those genres, they're different. And I'm not going to sit there and explain what kind of videos I make, right? Because going from the previous comments that this guy made in the conversation, he would probably just become monosyllabic and go, awesome. No, mm-mm, no. I put effort into what I do. It might not be like the best, it might not be um, well known or what have you, but it's my best. I put effort into it, and I'm not going to water down my effort into a couple of words because some Yahoo twit bomb is too lazy to click on a link. Ugh. Anyway, that was real off putting. And the when he had said, those guys are always horny, what do you look like? That's just stupid. That's just stupid. The stupidity of it. I'm not even sure if this guy knew what words he was typing. I don't think he was paying attention to himself or to what he, his fingers were typing out. Those guys are always horny. What do you look like? And look, I said that I do voice twice now. It's pretty bad when you have to copy and paste one of your own responses because the other person keeps asking the same question. That's off putting as well. Means you're not paying attention. Ugh. Anyway, that's the end of my idiot haul for this week. Hope you got something out of that. The only thing I got out of it was an annoyance. But there you go. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. Dating in the second life. That's it from me. See you in the next video. Bye.